Yeah, 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 yeah.
Another text for you, Dr. Williams. Hello, Walter. My name is Devin, and I'm a 25-year-old half-black and half-white male from Virginia. I was just wondering what your opinion is on the
This is
new
about the
political
Confederate flag.
correctness movement and the sudden cry of cultural appropriation from self-proclaimed allies of minorities.
Well, I think we should ignore the so-called politically correct strictures.
What?
When people say to me, well, Williams, you can't say that. Oh, I say, well, damn if I can, because the First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees
What does he mean ignore? I want to know what he means by that.
me the right. And so I think that what we ought to do is ignore these people that are demanding that we change our language to accommodate some particular values that they might have.
Okay.
Front page of the New York Times recently was this article about Halloween. Costume correctness on campus. Feel free to be you, but not me. And it's an article about what is acceptable. And Pocahontas, Caitlyn Jenner, and Pancho Villa are no-nos. Also off limits are geisha girls and samurai warriors.
Caitlyn Jenner. Oh, wait, these are how about Halloween costumes? So it's like a list of things you can't be. Pocahontas, isn't that like a Disney character? Why can't you dress? No, what? Never mind.
But you can be a Crayola crayon, a cup of Starbucks, or Where's Waldo?
I think that's really going very far. I think our grandparents would be shocked by the kind of things that we accept as that we just accept today. I think we should ignore it.
Do you see political correctness at George Mason?
Probably so.
George Mason?
But I ignore it there as well. I don't see it in any of my classrooms, and I'm not politically correct at all. I say whatever I want to say, and my colleagues tolerate me.
Political correctness is so weird because I feel like some people use it as like it's like a censor. You're basically censoring yourself. Like, oh, I need to say something in a specific way so I can, like, bro, just say what's on your mind. Like, it's not okay to an extent. Like, if you just have crazy thoughts, please, for the sake of humanity, do not say what's on your mind. But I'm saying for like the average person, bro, if you have good intentions, say what's on your mind. I don't really understand all this political correctness crap. Like, okay, some situations I get it. If you're at work or if you're like in a very professional setting, yes, be politically correct. But if you just walk into your day-to-day life, I mean, you're a citizen, right? Like, you should be allowed to say whatever you want if you're just going outside to Walmart or Starbucks or something. Like, who cares? Why does all this correctness always have to happen? Why can't we just live life?
I've been there. I think I started my 35th year there.
Steve in Arlington Heights, Illinois, texts into you. Can you speak to the anti-Confederate hysteria currently sweeping the nation?
Yes, I think that I think people don't really understand much of the history of our country.
Excuse me?
And just very briefly, and this is on my website and my articles, and I talk about this, and that is in 1783, there was a Treaty of Paris, and the Treaty of Paris ended the war between the colonies in Great Britain. And if you read the Treaty of Paris, it says that there are 13 sovereign nations. That is, each state was a...
What does the Treaty of Paris have to do with the Confederacy? And I know he's probably going to answer that, but so far I'm a little confused, bro. Because the title of this video is, what is the meaning of the Confederate flag? He's talking about the Treaty of Paris, so... I'm a college student, and he's a professor, so I really do, like, I will probably be in one of his classes if I went to George Mason. So I really want to know, like, where he's going with this, man. Make sure y'all watch the end of this video.
A nation, and these states came together as principals in 1787, and they created the federal government as their agent. And
what?
And principals can always fire their agents. And so, and if you read the ratification documents of Rhode Island, New York, and Virginia, they specifically say in the documents that if the federal government becomes abusive of the powers that we have delegated to the federal government, we have the right to rescind those powers. That is, we have the right to secede.
Okay.
And so most Americans do not understand the, they think that the war was solely to end slavery, but the war was for much more than that. And so, but however, the winners of any war write its history. And so the Confederacy.
I'm not even going to cap, bro. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I don't really understand the full extent of the Confederacy. So when it says what is the meaning of the Confederate, of course the Confederate flag, in my opinion, has a very negative connotation. Of course, like I just can't help but to have a negative connotation. But I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that I understand the full meaning behind it, because I don't, and I'm willing to admit that. Do I want to understand the full meaning behind it? Not really. I'm not going to lie, I don't, but I am willing to learn. So if you do understand the meaning behind it, comment down below. I'll be open to it. I'll be open to it.
As just, they've gotten really a bad name. And I think that I think that this anti-Confederacy movement is just maybe one more step towards towards abolishing many of our symbols. Now, one can argue whether the Confederacy was right in seceding, and you don't have to be for slavery. You can be against slavery, but that's an independent argument. Did they have the right to secede? And all the evidence suggests, yes, they did have the right to secede, because the states were principals, and they came together.
So I think he's arguing that the Confederate flag represents the state's right to succeed, or basically the state's right to exercise the laws that they were given. I mean, the state's right to exercise the rights that they were given. And if you look at it from that perspective, the Confederate flag can symbolize that. It could symbolize the rights that you were given as a state or from a member of the United States. I'm not going to lie, if you look at it like that, it's a completely different meaning from how I would look at it. So I never even considered looking at it differently. But, I can see where he's coming from. I don't know if I agree, but I would just have to do my own research, look more into it, bro, because at this point, I don't know, man. And
created the federal government. That is, most Americans today think that they virtually think that the states are a creation of the federal government. And matter of fact, that's the way Congress acts, that the states are a creation of the federal government, but it's actually the opposite.
So he's saying the states created the federal government. I had no idea that was true. But I mean, the more you know, bro. Like, I didn't know the states created the federal government. I didn't know that the states had a right to succeed. I didn't know any of that. I'm not gonna lie. So it feels like it's a lot of stuff I don't know. Anyways, bro, if you have any more suggestions for me, comment them down below. If you have anything you want me to know, comment down below. And yeah, it's LFR Jojo. Make sure y'all smash the subscribe button, like button, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.